I am here today not just because of one reason, but because of the many lived experiences that have shaped me into an intersectional environmentalist and creative. I am here today to speak about the $51 million in environmental damages and crimes that echo the pain of loss and injustice in my town. I am here today to share how, at just 7 years old, the Deepwater Horizon oil spill turned my world upside down. I am here today because of the sickness in my region, where a community member lost a lung to the industrial wastewater pollution, a reflection of the struggles faced by so many in my community. I am here because I grew up in the American South, where labor, race, education, class, politics, and climate change are one interconnected struggle. I am here today because my community is not just statistics. We are the faces behind the numbers, the voices behind the South. I am here because, like my community, I refuse to be defined by the challenges we face, but instead the pursuit of justice. At a very young age, I learned that the American dream comes at a steep price, paid in sacrifices by my mother. I'm my mother's daughter. I cry. My mother came to the United States from Colombia when she was 27 years old, just a few years older than me. To start a new life, she gave up everything to provide for me and my brother, a life filled with hope and opportunity. Mom, even when the world seemed dark, you lit the way. You kept going to class while pregnant with me, juggling 2 jobs and her education. Never backing down from your dreams. Your strength taught me resilience. Your refusal to surrender, even when the odds were stacked up against us, inspired me to rise, inspired me to fight, and to never give up. So when the oil spill affected my South Florida community, when I first felt the weight of climate anxiety, or when industry threatened our community's right to clean air and water, I too realized giving up was never an option. I persevered, pouring my heart into 6 years of community organizing for health, environmental policy, and corporate accountability. However, I came to realize I was often the only Southerner in rooms of national power and influence. The South is often perceived through a narrow lens of prejudice and injustice, but it is home to the most radical and seemingly impossible movements and ideas. Our communities, primarily Black, Latino, Indigenous peoples, bear the brunt of climate change and extreme weather, but we are also the backbone for the fight for justice. When Hurricane Irma hit in 2017 in Florida, I felt the anxiety of being states away from my father, knowing he was in the path of the storm. It's a feeling I've come to know all too well, one that returned just last week with Hurricane Helene, and that fear will come back again this week with Hurricane Milton. Every tragedy in the South brings back a familiar chorus. They voted for these policies. The red states deserve this. But no one deserves this. Not the rural South, not the poverty-stricken South, not the diverse South. No region, no community, and no one deserves to be overlooked or dismissed in the midst of this climate crisis. I co-created Roots magazine because I knew the South could not afford to give up. I did not choose to become an activist, I had to be one. I wanted to use my skills to preserve and disseminate collective, regional, and intergenerational environmental knowledge, to inspire youth not only to use their skills, but to find passion for climate action. It is through this work that I carry forward the strength and resilience of my family, specifically my mother. in my community, determined to turn our pain into power and our struggle into action. I am here because of my mother, who showed me the power of perseverance. I am here because of my ancestors who paved the way for change. I am here because of my Arkansas community, which inspires me to keep pushing. I am here thanks to Earth Island, which supports my vision and all of our visions to fight for a better future. I am here today because of people like Mona and Susanna, who have taught me to embrace every part of myself, my fears, my values, my dreams, and my identity. With their encouragement this past week, I was encouraged to face one of my biggest fears, heights. I climbed the first ladder of my life, but I also found my power. And as my mother has told me, and specifically told me today, she is who she is because of me and my brother, and this rings true for the movement. We are who we all are because of each other. So let us rise, fueled by love, resilience, and hope. Because as Audre Lorde said, your silence will not protect you. We cannot afford to be silent, not when the stakes are so high. That's what we do at Roots. We publish and collect the uncomfortable truth in stories. When we speak about injustice, we walk towards a path towards solutions. Thank you, and thank you to my fellow awardees.